All right, listen up, boys and girls. It is a special day today. Why is it special, you might ask? Well, first, it's $5 Tuesday at Wager Talk, which means every handicapper, including myself, is going to have best bets up for just $5. But another reason is I rarely have even two client, two client plays is not that crazy in Major League Baseball. I rarely have three in a day. Today I have three. I talked about it yesterday for a minute when I didn't make a single play in Major League Baseball. I said, I love tomorrow's slate. I want to make sure I can come out firing. And I've absolutely done that. I have three best bets in Major League Baseball today. And another reason it's a special day is because in this segment, I'm going to give one of them to you. When I have extras to give away, you guys get a best bet in the free pick video. So one of my best bets I'm going to talk about right here in just a second. The other two will be up on my page at Wager Talk, and both will be just $5. You really can't beat that. That's essentially, if you get all three of them, well, you're going to get one right here for free. It's like a $75 value. You pretty much get it for $10. And you know what? If you only want one of them, you're going to get it right here for free in this segment. We are going to talk Astros Guardians right now. And I teased this on the Total Bases show. But since I got off the Total Bases show, the Astros have taken enough money to put this into range for me to make a Guardians play here. So that is what I did. Guardians minus 136 was the bet that I made for clients. And I want to talk about why I think that's a really strong bet on Tuesday's slate. So let's start with Parker Messick. He's pitching for the Guardians. He took a no-hitter into the ninth inning last time out. Normally, I don't want to back a pitcher that almost had a no-hitter, that ran up a high pitch count in his last start. But I don't mind doing it with Messick because I think the Guardians are smart enough where if it's clear he doesn't have it, they're not going to push him deep into this game. And they don't need to push him deep into this game because they have the bullpen arms to just sort of, come in after him if needed. So, I think back to Gavin Williams last year when he was in the same spot. He came in and just did not have it after he went like 9 full innings and ran up a huge pitch count. And the Guardians kind of made they made the move early. I think he was only in there for 3 innings. They got him out. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen to Messick. I mean, Messick has looked tremendous so far this year. But, if he does show signs of fatigue, they're going to go to the bullpen. I have no doubt in my mind about that. The reason I'm willing to roll the dice with that scenario here is because I want to play against Houston starter Ryan Weiss. This is a guy I've watched every inning he's thrown at the big league level this year so far. And I've also watched pretty much every one of his starts the past couple seasons in KBO as part of the Hanwha Eagles. And what I've noticed with him is he's sort of out of he's a little bit out of his level at the big league level. And I'm going to explain why. Ryan Weiss did, if you look at guys in the KBO that have had success when they come back to Major League Baseball, Chris Flexen, Eric Fetty, Eric Lauer last year. There's more. I'm just going off the top of my head. Almost every single time it's been a guy that had exposure at the big league level before, meaning they got to the bigs, they almost had enough time to fail at the big league level, right? Like maybe they were up for a season, a half a season, whatever it may be. They go to Korea, develop something new. Eric Fetty developed the sweeper, and then they come back. And then they have success the second time around after getting the chance to pitch every day. Ryan Weiss did not have that sort of luxury. He kind of fizzled out after Double-A in affiliated ball. He had a brief cup of coffee at the AAA level, and then he ended up going over to Asia. Believe he was in Taiwan, and then he made it to the KBO. I remember when Hanwha grabbed him in the KBO, it was almost like, is this even going to work out in the KBO? And to Weiss's credit, he pitched good enough in 2024 to earn himself the right to come back in 2025. And then again, to his credit, he was fantastic last year in the KBO. I think the plan for the Astros was always to have him at AAA. I think the plan for the Astros was to invite him to spring training and then make him a part of Sugarland starting rotation at AAA, where he could get a full season at AAA or as much of a season at AAA, maybe a half season, show he could do it there, and then get called up. But unfortunately, the Astros had a multitude of injuries to their pitchers. They had to replace Framber Valdez, who goes and signs with the Tigers. Then Hunter Brown goes down. Then Imai, the guy from Japan, goes down. And, it's just been injury after injury for Houston. So Ryan Weiss ended up starting the year on the big league club. They said, okay, let's try him out of the bullpen. He comes out of the bullpen. And really by necessity, he's been thrust into this starting role. Never had any time at AAA. The jump from going to like AA to Taiwan to KBO, that's all relatively kind of similar. But like to then have to come right out to the big leagues and then be expected to start games, that's a challenge. That's tough. And I think Weiss has been a little bit out of his level at the big league level. I think he'll do great if he goes back down to AAA, gets half a season there, gets to work with their pitching coaches, and so on and so forth. But right now, like he's just like totally, in my opinion, kind of outclassed at the big league level. A 2.05 WHIP, a 6.75 ERA. It probably gets worse before it gets better if he stays in the big leagues. But right now he's here because the Astros just don't have another choice. So I like the Guardians here. If Messick pitches well, I mean, we should win this easily. If Messick gives us 4 or 5 decent innings, I think the Guardians do enough off Weiss to be in the lead, get the ball to their bullpen, and see out a win. So for that reason, when this dropped to -136 Guardians, I jumped in for a best bet. That is a client play. You don't have to buy that one. I just gave it out here for free. But if you do want the others, they will all be on my page today at Wager Talk for just $5 as part of $5 Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys at 9 a.m. Eastern. Total basis, myself, Brian Leonard, Tokyo Brandon, and keep an eye out for more free pick videos just like this one on the Wager Talk YouTube channel.